On our way to our beach destination today, we spotted this Ghostbusters mobile.
I like the Ghostbuster movies. So we stopped, as this is one of those quirky things on the side of the road that is worth a quick pit stop. We grabbed some pics for those who may find it interesting as well.
We then continued on our way to the parking spot, which we picked out, which is right next to
Bulow Beach.
That's right. Our parking spot today was once again only about 50 feet from our spot on the beach. It also had the added benefit of a washroom structure and an outdoor shower to remove any ocean salt after you go for a dip.
As per our usual protocol, we set up shop on the beach, then went for a nice long walk towards the pier that was visible in the distance.
And this is where we came across Joe's Crab Shack, Pizza King, and a few souvenir shops, which we perused.
We decided we would make our way back to this area later and have a late lunch at Pizza King.
But for now, there's a drone waiting to be flown and 2 beach chairs waiting for us to park our butts in, back at our spot on the beach.
A while later, we started feeling hungry, so we walked back to Pizza King for that late lunch. After lunch, we sat around, people watching, for a bit, then sauntered back to our spot.
We spent the next couple of days and nights just lounging around the resort. The weather had gotten a bit cooler, so we didn't bother visiting the pool or any other beaches. Aside from our first sighting of an armadillo in the wild, and a brief windstorm which sent some branches to the ground around us, there wasn't much exciting going on.
On our walk around the park tonight, we saw that there was a huge fire in the common area, so we went over to have a look. Turns out some folk had a private gathering to celebrate some occasion or another, and they were burning wood pallets. We watched the huge fire from a distance for a while, then headed back to the RV.
Shortly after we got tucked into bed, the rain started. Not too heavy at first, but wow, it got pretty nasty in a hurry. Some pretty loud thunder and some pretty wicked lightning followed, which we listened to as we went to sleep. Then we were jolted awake around 4:30 a.m. by my phone, which was blasting that loud, shrill-type emergency siren sound. It was the weather app that I installed, which was warning us of a possible tornado coming towards this area.
The National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning.
We grabbed our emergency bag, got ourselves together, and ran through the pounding rain to the concrete washroom structure just across the way to wait it out.
There was a woman there already with her 2 kids and 2 other dudes who arrived around the same time we did. The woman seemed frightened and in need of a chat to calm her nerves, so we obliged. We all stood around listening to the rain and the wind and waited to see what was going to happen.
Things eventually settled down, and the radio announced that the danger had passed, so we went back to the RV and eventually back to sleep.
When we got up, the weather had cleared and the sun was shining. This is what the news reports the next day were saying.
Storms swept across Florida early Saturday, leaving behind a trail of damage. Notice part of the roof is gone on this warehouse south of Jacksonville. Other debris litters the ground. There was a tornado reported in this area. Now, in other towns across North Florida, there were reports of power lines and trees that were down. We also had some damage to some homes. And severe weather has pretty much moved out of Florida. Now, as we go into the week ahead, we are going to be watching for another threat of severe weather.
That's right, a tornado touched down near here, so we decided to take a bike ride to look around.
It was only just up the road where we spotted some downed trees and branches and an obvious path of where the tornado had gone through and did some damage.
Yeah, it turns out it missed us by a mere half a mile or less.
It's really a bit spooky to think of.
Indeed.
Tomorrow is checkout day at the Bulow Resort. As a result of a long stay here, we now had to be out of the system, so to speak, for at least 4 days, so I began scouting for places we could boondock and overnight for the next little while. Just wait till you see the site we found, and what led us there. Ciao for now.